Chapter 21. Phase 3 Alchemist. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Translator. Nyo-i.bo Studio Editor. Nyo-i.bo Studio. Master, what is this true energy pill for? Yi-mo asked in a low voice. This pill is for breaking through your limits. It can help martial artists that are stuck in the energy-shaping ninth realm to reach the true energy realm, replied Elder Yin. A strong warrior in the true energy realm must have mastered the spiritual energy before starting to turn those forces into true energy. These warriors had full control over their own strength. For example, the warriors in the energy-shaping realm gathered spiritual energy in their palms to strike their enemies, while warriors of the true energy realm gathered the power of the true energy to not only send enemies flying but also feel the attack patterns of the enemy. Martial artists of the true energy realm could control anything. The true energy that emitted from their body helped them to master everything around them. This kind of pill exists. Doesn't this mean that everyone will be able to step into the true energy realm? Yi-mo exclaimed in surprise. Every realm had its own 9 layers that acted as barriers. If this pill had the ability to help people to break through these barriers with ease, then the pill was too overpowered. Calm down, young one. This 9-layer pill and true energy pill are more like accessories to help people break through their limits, said Qin-mo as he ignored the other 3 in the room and started to read again. It still requires the realization of the martial artist himself. If there's nothing else you would like to know, then scram. Let's go back to Yi Clan for now, Yi-mo. It seems that President Qin is quite busy at the moment, said Elder Yin apologetically. Don't even think of leaving. I'm going to embarrass you to death today. Elder Hu thought to himself. He smirked as he turned around to face Qin-mo and crossed his arms. Mr. President, Elder Yin has mentioned that he was unable to create the spirit-fortifying pill with markings due to his injuries. Now that he has recovered, he should easily be able to create a spirit-fortifying pill with markings. Oh, is that so? Qin-mo exclaimed with slight surprise. He turned and looked at Elder Yin. As Yi-mo noticed that Elder Yin was not going to take any action, he decided to take out the spirit-fortifying pills with markings on them and said, President Qin, please have a look. These spirit-fortifying pills were created by my master. If you don't believe us, then we can show you how my master makes them right here, right now. Only a glance at the spirit-fortifying pill in Yi-mo's hand made Qin-mo stand up and run towards Yi-mo. His face was filled with surprise. The spirit-fortifying pills that Yi-mo was holding were of high quality. Even Qin-mo himself was not able to produce pills of such quality. Could it be that these pills were really created by Elder Yin? But with the skills that Elder Yin had shown a while ago, he should not have been at this level yet. Master. Yi-mo glanced at his master, sending him a signal. Elder Yin had no choice but to act strong and walk towards the cauldron. If he was going to act, then he should act like a master alchemist. He's right, President. These pills were all made by me, said Elder Yin with dignity. Yi-mo was dying inside as he saw Elder Yin lying like it was nothing. Man, Elder Yin sure knows how to lie better than me. Pills of this caliber are rare. Please, use this cauldron here. I want to see how you made them, said Qin-mo. Of course, he was half suspicious of Elder Yin's skill. The only way for him to confirm it was to see it with his own eyes. Humph, time for you to embarrass yourself. Elder Hu grinned and stood aside to wait for the outcome. Master, let me pick the herbs, offered Yi-mo. He found all the herbs needed for the pill, threw them into the cauldron, and put the lid on. Then, he began to prepare the fire for the pill refinement. Qin-mo nodded his head as he noticed the boy's movements were that of a skilled alchemist. This kid is too skilled to be an assistant. Master, I'm going to start the fire. As soon as Yi-mo finished his sentence, the fire began to blaze. He secretly infused 3 channels of the dark dragon energy into the cauldron and another into his right hand. As all four powers exploded, the flame beneath the cauldron shot up like dancing flames and the temperature in the cauldron began to rise. Elder Een quickly placed both of his palms on the cauldron, infusing it with fire-red spiritual energy. Elder Hua began to worry that Elder Een might have had the skills to produce a spirit-fortifying pill with markings on it. Refining a pill requires the alchemist to focus both his mind and spirit. Even though the technique is important, the power of the alchemist's spirit must not be ignored too. Yet Elder Een has not improved since the last time I saw his skill, Qin Mo murmured. Qin Mo was both an alchemist and an energy-shaping realm martial artist. He was able to identify Elder Yin's control over his spiritual energy. Wait, something's not right. What are those 3 channels of dark energy that look like dragons? Qin Mo was shocked by the 3 dark dragon energies that were circling the cauldron and dancing in the flame. When the process was almost complete, the energies infused themselves into the pills. With that, a total of 10 pills were completed under the red spiritual energy, and on them were clear markings. Only Qin Mo and Yi Mo knew what was happening under the lid. Boom! A loud explosion came from within the cauldron and pulled Qin Mo back to reality. Elder Een had withdrawn his hands from the cauldron and was staring at them anxiously. So it's done. Let me check if there are markings on the pills or not, said Elder Hua. He smiled while he rubbed his hands together. Elder Een clearly heard the insult in Elder Hua's voice. Yet there was nothing he could do except wish for a miracle to happen. Just as Elder Hua was about to open the lid, the quiet Qin Mo began to speak. There's no need to confirm it. Elder Een has successfully created pills with markings on them. He said this as if Elder Een had succeeded without any doubts. That's not possible, I don't believe it. Elder Hua questioned. Even Elder Een was surprised by Qin Mo's comment. Did I really succeed in creating pills with markings on them? But President Qin's spiritual energy is stronger than any of us. He could have seen what was happening in the cauldron when I was making the pills. If President Qin believes that there are marked pills inside, then it must be true. Elder Een thought of the possibilities and turned to smile at Yi Mo in secret. Is this the kid's doing? But where did he learn to create pills with markings on them? Hey, if you don't believe us, why don't you open the lid and check them yourself? Yi Mo challenged as he folded his arms in front of his chest. Fine. Then I'll open it. Elder Hua pushed open the cauldron and retrieved some of the spirit-fortifying pills. There were clear markings on the pills. To any alchemist, these markings were very appealing. They reflected the skills of the alchemist who created them. There are markings. Ha! You old fool. Now do you understand? I'm able to create pills with markings on them. Elder Een laughed like he had lost his mind. Maybe he was trying to let out all the pent-up anger from being embarrassed by Elder Hua. Elder Hua stood beside the cauldron, shocked. He turned and accused Elder Een of cheating. Impossible. Impossible. You just became a Phase 2 alchemist not long ago. It's impossible for you to make pills with markings in such a short time. You must have cheated. Elder Hua, my master refined the pills right in front of you and President Qin. Even if you were unable to notice my master cheating, I'm sure President Qin would have noticed it. Are you saying that you doubt President Qin's skills? Yi Mo replied coldly. You smart little brat. Fine. I admit I've lost this time. Elder Hua threw up his hands and left, his face filled with anger. Elder Een, quite the helper you have there. After analyzing the situation for some time, Qin Mo believed that these high-quality pills were created with the dragon-shaped energy that he had just seen. That energy definitely didn't belong to Elder Een. The only explanation was that they belonged to Yi Mo. Yet Qin Mo did not expose the truth. He had no reason to. The dragon energies were beyond his understanding. All he could have done was to go and consult the Castellan. Right. Elder Een hugged his assistant. I've taught him quite a lot, and he was always eager to learn new stuff. Since you were able to create spirit-fortifying pills with markings on them, I now promote you to a Phase 3 alchemist. Congratulations on becoming the third Phase 3 alchemist in Limestone City. Chapter 22. Yi Chanqing. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Translator. Nyo I.bo Studio Editor. Nyo I.bo Studio. There were only a total of 3 Phase 3 alchemists in Limestone City, namely Elder Hua from the Mo clan, Qin Mo from the Qin clan, and the most recent addition, Elder Een. The other 7 alchemists were either Phase 1 or Phase 2 alchemists. With his promotion to Phase 3, Elder Yin's status in the city also rose drastically. Thank you, President Qin. Elder Een cupped his hands and bowed. Qin Mo handed Elder Een a pin that designated a Phase 3 alchemist and said, "You better treat your assistant right, he might rise above you one day. He's smarter than your average kid. He could very well be the reincarnation of the great alchemist himself," said Elder Een with a laugh as he rubbed Yi Mo's head. Not a peep came from Yi Mo, but from President Qin's words, he vaguely felt that President Qin had begun to suspect something. Now that everything is settled, both of you may see yourself out. I still have to go back to my study on the true energy pill, said Qin Mo as he returned to his book. Elder Een left the alchemist pavilion with a huge smile on his old face. Yi Mo, what was that just now? Why, Elder Een, you had just created pills with markings by yourself. Yi Mo said with a smile. Don't joke with me. I'm fully aware of my alchemy skills. The pills must be your doing, said Elder Een. His voice was not as proud as it had been in the alchemy pavilion, but he spoke to Yi Mo like he was his old friend. Elder Een fully understood that Yi Mo had the ability to enhance the quality of spirit-fortifying pills. Fine, let me tell you the truth, Elder Een. It was really me who helped you create the pill just now. But please don't ask me how I did it, replied Yi Mo. But what if I want to refine more pills in the future? Elder asked, smiling like a kid. If you follow my instructions in the future, you should be able to keep the Phase 3 title. You of all people should know how noble it is to become a Phase 3 alchemist in Limestone, replied Yi Mo. Of course, Yi Mo, or should I be calling you Brother Yi? As long as they are within my capabilities, I will follow all of your instructions in the future. Elder Yi exclaimed, still smiling. Please, just call me Yi Mo like you always do. The two returned to the Yes mansion, but little did other people know, their relationship had taken a 180-degree turn. The news of Elder Een advancing to Phase 3 had spread like wildfire. Yi Kuang had even invited all of the famous people in Limestone City to dinner to celebrate Elder Yin's promotion. Elder Een had become one of the most well-known people in Limestone City, a Phase 3 alchemist that was able to create spirit-fortifying pills with markings on them. Even if he stood in front of the 3 major alliance, the status that Elder Een held still played an important role among them. Elder Een was the star of the day. Even the heads of the 4 big clans had to treat him with respect, never forgetting to express their willingness to cooperate with him peacefully. Yet Elder Een understood all that he had received had come from Yi Mo. If Yi Mo were to leave him one day, all of his fame would disappear instantly. The Yi clan hosted guests for a few days. Every member of the Yi clan was worked to their bones. Only a few people were seen on the training grounds. Yi Mo was on his way to Yi Mei's place to meet Xiao Chao. A few days were enough for him to miss her. As Yi Mo passed by the training ground, 2 other people were walking in the opposite lane. Brother Yi. Now that Elder Een has become a Phase 3 alchemist and was able to create pills with markings, we could use his pills to help us break through our limits in 2 months' time. Then we will be able to secure the first 2 places in the Limestone Champion list. Yi Ho was talking to the guy beside him. He was actually sucking up to him. The person walking beside Yi Ho wore a white robe and had long dark hair and perfect facial features. He was very handsome, and, naturally, Yi Mo knew exactly who he was. The young master of the Yi clan, prodigy Yi Changsheng. At only the age of 16, he had reached the spirit-cultivating fifth realm. Yi Changsheng smiled and said, "If I can become number 1 in the Limestone champion list, our Yi clan could have a chance at becoming the strongest clan in all of Limestone City. And by then, you'll be scouted by one of the 3 major alliance. You have a bright future ahead of you, brother. You might even surpass Yi Qin." Almost every genius loved to compare themselves to Yi Qin. Even though Yi Qin had died, his achievements earned him respect amongst all the prodigies. Yi Qin was strong, I won't deny that. But in the end, he never left Tianwu Kingdom. I'm different. One day, I'll be stepping outside of this kingdom. Yi Changsheng laughed. No matter how intellectual one was, if they died, then all was lost. Of course, said Yi Ho with a nod. You're not bad yourself actually. You're now a spirit-cultivating third-realm martial artist, and you've learned the traditional sword style of Yi clan, the 6-pillar style. No one from your same year can defeat you with your current strength, said Yi Changsheng with a smile. But I'm still far from being your opponent. As soon as Yi Ho finished his sentence, he saw Yi Mo walk towards them and noticed that the servants greeted him with respect. He remembered how Yi Mo had toyed with him a few days ago and could still feel his right hand shaking from pain. Brother Yi, that is Yi Qin's son, Yi Mo. He has been Elder Yin's helper for quite some time now, said Yi Ho. And now with Elder Yin's promotion to Phase 3, his status has also risen quite a lot. Yi Changsheng examined the incoming Yi Mo but remained quiet. He was not interested in a martial artist that hadn't even reached the spirit-cultivating realm. Helper will always remain a helper, regardless of their status. That's funny. To think that the likes of you would even dare to try and surpass my father. Yi Mo thought and smirked. Yi Mo did not even look at them and walked past them. Whether it was Yi Ho or Yi Changsheng, they were all just stepping stones to him. As Yi Ho saw that Yi Mo did not even greet them, he couldn't contain his anger. Did you see that, brother Yi? After Elder Yin became a Phase 3 alchemist, that brat didn't even greet us. Ignore him. He's just some minor person who suddenly got a little fame. He's doomed to be an assistant forever. Why should we argue with someone like that? Yi Changsheng said as they approached the main hall. The main hall was filled with guests. Naturally, the young master had to be there to entertain them. Yi Ho was somewhat angry at Yi Changsheng for not minding Yi Mo's disrespectful manners. Yi Changsheng only viewed Yi Mo as someone lower than him, an assistant, but Yi Ho knew that Yi Qin's treasure was still with him. He was determined to find a way to steal it. And with Elder Yin's new status, Yi Mo also gained some recognition himself. This made it harder for Yi Ho to steal the treasure, which made him decide that he had to dispose of Yi Mo. The sooner, the better. Brother Yi, my younger brother Yi Ming will break through to the spirit-cultivating first realm tomorrow. I'm thinking of letting him become a helper for Elder Yin, said Yi Ho as he followed Yi Changsheng to the hall. You're right. Since Elder Yin has become a Phase 3 alchemist, he should have a better helper. Even though your younger brother doesn't have any raw talent, he should be good enough for Elder Yin. I'll make a suggestion to Elder Yin once we've reached the main hall. Chapter 23. Why should I kneel? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Translator. Nyo.bo Studio Editor. Nyo.bo Studio. Yi Mo arrived at Yi Mei's house but was unable to find her and Xiao Chao. One of the servants there told him that both of them had gone to the main hall. A Phase 3 alchemist sure is something, huh? Almost all of the important people in the clan are gathering in the main hall. That Elder Yin must be overjoyed. Yi Mo walked out from the room and smiled. Yet Yi Mo wasn't interested in the celebration. This is just a stage for some of the important people in Limestone City to come and get on our good side. Well, since Xiao Chao is in the main hall, I think I should go back and train. Now that Yi Mo has awakened 4 channels of his dragon energy, he could break through all of his mortal gates faster. He wanted to complete the feat as soon as possible and reach the spirit cultivating realm. Only then could he fight geniuses like Yi Changsheng. Just as Yi Mo was on his way back to his room, Senior Fu came running and shouted, "Young master, Elder Yin was looking everywhere for you." With Elder Yin advancing to a Phase 3 alchemist, Yi Mo's status had also risen with it, and this lessened some of Senior Fu's worries. "Why is he looking for me?" Yi Mo asked. "He wants you to go to the main hall," Senior Fu replied. "Tell him I'm busy training and don't have the extra time to go to some noisy place," Yi Mo said and began to leave. "Please, young master." Now that Elder Yin has risen to a Phase 3 alchemist, he's become a significant person in Limestone City. If he views you highly, you should at least meet his expectations. "The training can wait," Senior Fu said. "Our main hall is filled with prominent people from the city. You should go and meet them and make some friends your age. Please don't let your late father down." Yi Mo looked at Senior Fu. He was speechless. He wondered how Senior Fu would react if he knew Elder Yin's advancement was all thanks to him. But since Senior Fu was worried about him, Yi Mo did not have the heart to refuse him. "All right. I'll head over there now." Yi Mo dragged his feet to the main hall while Senior Yi stood and watched him leave. He would not go until he had confirmed that Yi Mo has entered the main hall. All of the seats in the main hall were taken by some of the most important people in Limestone City. Elder Yin and Yi Kuang sat in the middle while the martial arts division master Yi Zhantian, Yi Mei's father Yi Xiao and Yi Ho's father Yi Di stood beside them with Yi Mei and Yi Changsheng. Yi Mei was not wearing her usual combat shirt but had instead changed to a pink dress. Her smile bloomed like a flower's. She held her chest as high as 2 mountains. Anyone would agree that she was the attention of the whole room. Most of the young men from other clans had their eyes glued to Yi Mei. On the other hand, many young women were staring at Yi Changsheng, the prodigy of the Yi clan who had reached the spirit-cultivating 5th realm. "I would like to express my gratitude to everyone for coming," Yi Kuang said and laughed. Since his clan now had a Phase 3 alchemist, his standing in Limestone City had risen as well. "No, it should be us who must thank you," said one of the clan leaders. "Now that Elder Yin has advanced to Phase 3 and is able to create spirit-fortifying pills with markings on them, we other clans will have to rely on the Yi clan from now on." Even though it was a 3rd-level training pill, the spirit-stabilizing pill would yield better results than a spirit-fortifying pill with marking, and the latter was still able to strengthen a person's meridian energy and mortal gate. "He's right." Other clan leaders applauded. "You're too generous." Yi Kuang smiled. "We've known each other for quite some time now. As long as all of you will take my side when it matters, I'll definitely repay that debt." "Elder Yin, do you have anything to say to them?" Yi Kuang turned and faced Elder Yin. With Elder Yin's current status, even Yi Kuang had to take a step back when he was in Elder Yin's presence. Elder Yin scanned the crowd and noticed Yi Mo standing in the crowd. "Let Yi Mo in," Elder Yin said. "Who's Yi Mo?" The crowd began to wonder who Elder Yin had summoned. "He's the son of the late Yi clan's genius, Yi Qin. But he's trash, unlike his father. He has been training for 5 years and still hasn't broken through one of the mortal gates. He's now an assistant under Elder Yin," one of the students of Yi clan said. "Oh, you mean the trash of Yi clan? So this is what's left of Yi Qin's son, an assistant. Now that Elder Yin has become a Phase 3 alchemist, he should get a better assistant. I would love to stay at his side and help him with his daily chores." "Same here. Mo Feng from the Mo clan used to be an assistant under Elder Hua. Now he's about to become a Phase 2 alchemist." As soon as he heard Yi Mo's name, Yi Kuang's face tightened. Did Yi Mo do something to upset Elder Yin? "Yi Xiao, bring Yi Mo in," Yi Kuang ordered. Yes, Lord. Yi Shao went into the crowd and brought Yi Mo in. Every single person had their eyes focused on Yi Mo, yet they weren't able to sense any spiritual energy from him. He sure is trash. Yi Mo smiled at the malicious remarks made about him. In 2 months, he'll show everyone present that he was better than his father. Yi Mo, why aren't you kneeling? Yi Kuang asked. Why should I kneel? Yi Mo replied. You dare act all high and mighty in front of Elder Yin. You're his assistant, act like one. Yi Kuang snarled as he sent a force of wind towards Yi Mo, forcing him to take 2 steps back. As soon as Xiao Chao saw what was happening, she quickly ran out and kneeled in front of Yi Kuang with her head on the ground. Clan Lord. Please don't punish him, I'll take his place instead. Xiao Chao kept banging her head on the floor until she was about to bleed. Shocked by Xiao Chao's actions, Yi Mo quickly pulled her up and said, Stop it, Xiao Chao. I did not kneel because I've done nothing wrong. At least he has some guts, Yi Ho snarled. It seemed to him that the clan lord would take care of Yi Mo where he stood. What are you doing, clan lord? Elder Yin asked. Everyone was shocked by Elder Yin's interference. Could it be that Yi Mo had not upset him? Yi Kuang's eyes and he forced a smile, Elder Yin, if Yi Mo had done anything to upset you, it's natural for me to punish him. Who said that he had upset me? It was all thanks to him that I was able to become a Phase 3 alchemist. I summoned him because I wanted to thank him in front of the crowd. Everyone gulped, stunned by what Elder Yin had just said. Did he say that he was able to become a Phase 3 because of Yi Mo? When did Yi Mo become an alchemist? Impossible. Yi Kuang shouted. Don't tell me Yi Mo is gifted as an alchemist. Even Yi Shao and Yi Di were stunned by the fact that Yi Mo had the potential to become an alchemist, the same Yi Mo that wasted 5 years and had not even broken through one of his mortal gates. How is this possible? Elder Yin wanted to thank Yi Mo in front of everyone. Yi Ho clenched his fists tightly as his face became paler. There shouldn't be anyone who knew that Yi Mo was regaining his power except for me. Now his ability is going to skyrocket if he gets the attention of Elder Yin. This is bad. I've to take care of him as soon as possible. Chapter 24. Formation, Breaking Spear Technique. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Translator. Nyo I.bo Studio Editor. Nyo I.bo Studio. Yi Mo has been by my side for 3 years already, hence he has also conducted a lot of research on alchemy. We often exchange thoughts on alchemy, and if it weren't for Yi Mo's reminders, I wouldn't have been able to synthesize this fortifying pill with markings. What Elder Yin spoke of again shocked everyone in the room. Elder Yin would not have become a rank 3 alchemist if it were not for Yi Mo's reminders and his discussions with him. Did that mean Yi Mo's alchemy skills were even better than Mo Fang's? Everyone who was present was shocked and looked at Yi Mo with faces of disbelief. Yi Mo, what had just happened was my fault. You may stand together with Changsheng and others. Yi Kuang admitted Yi Mo did not pay attention to Yi Kuang, took Xiao Chao's hand, and said, Xiao Chao, are you all right? Xiao Chao ceased her tears, shook her head, and said. Master Yi Mo, I am all right, Master Yi Kuang is calling you. Standing with them. I am not interested at all. Elder Yin, if there's nothing else, I'll be on my way now, Yi Mo said while holding Xiao Chao's hand and walking to the living room door. Thud. Yi Kuang slammed his fists on the table, exclaiming with a cold voice, Yi Mo, do not be too arrogant, Elder Yin had only said so just because he recognizes your talent. Is it not okay for me to not want to stay here? I am just a rubbish martial artist, and I am not used to standing with the geniuses of the Yi clan, Yi Mo said in an unconcerned tone. He didn't have any positive feelings towards Yi Kuang and others since the beginning, and he wanted to leave this place even more after Xiao Chao was forced to knock her head against the ground due to those men. This Yi Mo is an unsensible person. Brother Yi, let's teach him a lesson, Yi Ho said with a light smile. Yi Changxing stood up and said to Yi Kuang, Father, I think that people like Yi Mo who do not obey the rules are not qualified to be Elder Yin's assistant. Yi Ming has already reached the spirit-cultivating first realm, and he also has some prior knowledge of alchemy. I recommend him to be Elder Yin's assistant instead. Yi Ming has already reached the spirit-cultivating first realm. Yi Kuang was shocked, then he nodded and smiled. Changxing is right, let's replace Yi Mo then. Haha, replacing me. Let's see if Elder Yin is willing to accept. Yi Mo laughed sarcastically. Of course Elder Yin was going to refuse without a doubt. Without Yi Mo, his identity as a rank 3 alchemist would instantly be uncovered as phony. This Yi Mo is too arrogant, despite his usefulness to Elder Yin. Elder Yin has already successfully synthesized the fortifying pill with markings, so even without Yi Mo now, Elder Yin will still be able to synthesize the pill. Yi Mo's temper is a bit like his father. Yi Kuang also laughed coldly and said to the Elder Yin, who was by his side, Elder Yin, this Yi Mo is just too arrogant, not paying you any respect. Well, the young are always a bit hot-tempered. If he wants to leave, let him leave. As for the issue of replacing my assistant, please do not speak of it anymore. I've raised Yi Mo since his childhood, so I'll be angry with anyone who wants to replace and take him away from me, Elder Yin said with great pride. Elder Yin. What? Yi Kuang said hurriedly without hesitation, but paused at once. If Elder Yin were a rank 2 alchemist, he would have disregarded Elder Yin's feelings and punished Yi Mo right away, but this is not the case anymore. Elder Yin had become a rank 3 alchemist, with a status maybe even higher than himself. He did not dare to neglect Elder Yin's opinion. Yi Mo took Xiao Chao's hand and left the living room in front of everyone's dumbfounded eyes. Xiao Chao, I'll accompany you to my room. I will look for some blood-activating pills for you, Yi Mo said. Master Yi Mo, that was a great opportunity for you to become successful just now. Why did you do that? Xiao Chao didn't pay attention to the wound on her forehead, she was distracted, and her face slightly reddened as Yi Mo was her hand. Regarding the clan, I had never had any favorable impressions of them. How much glory did my father bring to the Yi family during his youth? Despite it all, once my father had fallen ill, how did those people treat my father? If it wasn't for my powerlessness, I would have left this Yi clan a long time ago, Yi Mo said while getting increasingly agitated. Xiao Chao held Yi Mo tightly in both hands. She knew how much humiliation Yi Mo had been enduring over the years, but she was helpless and could only hide silently in a corner. She was afraid of implicating Yi Mo with her clumsiness. Master Yi Mo, in light of your talents in alchemy and Elder Yin's recognition of you, you have to work hard. Xiao Chao said. Xiao Chao, I don't really appreciate alchemy that much. With enough time, I will bring you and Uncle Fu away from the Yi clan, and we live a prosperous life together, Yi Mo said. As long as Master Yi Mo is well, it doesn't matter if Xiao Chao tires or suffers. Xiao Chao shook her head. Such a silly girl. Yi Mo gently rubbed Xiao Chao's head, at the same time vowing in his heart that he must help Xiao Chao and Uncle Fu live better lives, at least so neither of them would have to work as servants any longer. Yi Mo used some blood-activating pills to treat Xiao Chao, and Xiao Chao's forehead fully healed. For this reason, Xiao Chao was happy for a while, as who would want to have a scar on the forehead. Yi Mo stared at Xiao Chao, who was jumping up and down with a smile on his face. After Xiao Chao left, Yi Mo took out the incomplete book of martial technique. Yi Mo quickly looked through the book and found out that there were several parts missing. This book of martial technique was missing a few pages in every chapter, so many of the tricks were missing pieces. Yi Mo knew that this martial technique was called the formation, breaking spear technique, which is a spear martial technique created by a Tianwu kingdom marshal. The technique was designated to break enemy army formations, allowing one person, among thousands of enemies, with only a spear to kill enemies and captivate enemy generals from 1,000 miles away with ease. This fragmented formation, breaking spear technique grants one the ability to directly decapitate enemy generals in the middle of an army. Perhaps this is a martial technique of a mid-grade mortal level, but unfortunately it has fallen to pieces. Yi Mo could not help but be disappointed. If it were the first or last half that was incomplete, Yi Mo could have learned a trick or two. One martial technique trick of the mid-grade mortal level would certainly be a lot stronger than a complete spiritual level martial technique. However, this book of martial technique was missing so many pages. How would he possibly be able to learn anything? If this was a complete martial technique, and I had a nice spear, my combat power will definitely soar. Yi Mo came up with an idea. His dragon power could observe alchemists' control of Yuanli during pill synthesis, so he might be able to simulate the martial technique on his own. Yi Mo immediately took action after the thought. He first provoked 3 dragon powers to his brain mortal gate, which resulted in an increased nerve reaction speed. He then started to flip through the pages of the book. The tricks of the formation, breaking spear technique started to imprint in his mind. Although the tricks were incomplete, through Yi Mo's increased nerve reaction speed, he could see the tricks automatically play out in his mind. Nevertheless, given that the spear technique is fragmented, despite its great power, the tricks do not flow together smoothly. Let me use another dragon power to see if I can simulate the whole spear technique. Yi Mo transferred his last dragon power to his mind's mortal gate, and Yi Mo's nerve reaction speed was accelerated once again, but it was followed by violent stings of pain. Simultaneously, the complete spear technique was also forming in his mind. Ah! All of a sudden, there came a wave of intense pain in his head. Yi Mo screamed aloud in pain, but in that moment, at the same time, the 4 dragon powers dissipated from his mind's mortal gate. Damn, I can't bear the full strength of the 4 dragon powers with my current physical strength. I almost completely simulated the full spear technique just now. As with the right-hand mortal gate, with Yi Mo's current physical state, Seoul'd only withstand 3 dragon powers, and bearing 4 dragon powers caused excessive damage to his body. It seems like I will be able to simulate the complete formation, breaking spear technique after reaching the spirit cultivating realm, but it is already enough for me to fight with this half of the spear technique. I should probably start to look for a weapon that's suitable for me. Chapter 25. Yi Mo's means you are listening at novelfull.audio. Translator. Nyo.bo Studio Editor. Nyo.bo Studio. After the end of the banquet, Elder Een immediately looked for Yi Mo, worried that Yi Mo would become angry and refuse to cooperate with him any longer. Nonetheless, Yi Mo did not fuss with him about it. For now, Elder Een was still a lot of help to him, so of course Yi Mo would not turn Elder Een away. After using several dragon powers to help Elder Een to synthesize a few fortifying pills with markings, Yi Mo left the Yi mansion. In hiding, Yi Mo put on a tiger mask and departed for the Shao mansion. He had not come to practice his techniques that today, but, instead, to prepare for tomorrow's auction. One must have at least 1 purple gold piece, that is, 100 gold pieces, in order to enter the auction. Although Yi Mo could get such amount of money from Elder Een, it would definitely raise Elder Yin's suspicions. After all, Elder Een was of the Yi clan, so Yi Mo did not dare to take the risk. Moreover, Yi Mo had found another subject to borrow money from, and that was Leng Leng. Furthermore, Yi Mo did not look for Leng Leng simply to borrow money from her. Yi Mo came to the martial pavilion and sparred with Shao Feng for a bit. Yi Mo, who had already awakened 4 dragon powers, could easily defeat Shao Feng, who limited his Yuanli to the spirit cultivating first realm. Shao Feng would have to raise his Yuanli to the spirit cultivating second realm in order to win Yi Mo. How your strength increases with such incredible speed! Shao Feng said with amazement. It had only been a few days, and Yi Mo could already go toe-to-toe with spirit cultivating second realm martial artists. If Yi Mo could open up the mortal gates in his legs, his strength would continue to increase. Thanks to the fortifying pills given to me by Miss Xiao. Yi Mo said. I heard that a few days ago, Elder Yin of your Yi Clean became a rank 3 alchemist. He could only reach rank 3 because of his alchemy assistant's help. Are you that alchemy assistant? Xiao Feng asked. Yes. Yi Mo admitted and nodded. Everyone knew he was Elder Yin's alchemy assistant, and that there was no need to hide it any longer. What about the alliance between us? Xiao Feng said. Please rest assured, I have nothing to do with the Yi clan anymore. The Xiao clan has helped me a lot, so of course I stand on the side of your family, Yi Mo said. Xiao Feng was then relieved. It seemed that Yi Mo felt hopeless about the Yi clan. Who knew what happened to him there before? Are the Leng siblings still upstairs? Yi Mo asked. Leng Feng has already gone home. Leng is now with the lady. Where is she now? I was looking for her. The two of them should be in the backyard. Yi Mo passed through the rock garden, walked on slate paths, and finally reached the backyard of the Xiao mansion. With one glance, Yi Mo saw Xiao Yu, who was in a white dress. Xiao Yu, as usual, had a veil over the face, but the veil was wet. Her soft eyes appeared as if covered with a layer of fog, which blurred her moon-like eyes. Xiao Yu sat on the gazebo sobbing, and Leng was by her side, comforting her. Standing in the distance, Yi Mo witnessed the scene with a heavy heart. Xiao Yu, who on the outside was an ice queen, was hiding in her gazebo, weeping. Her pitiful appearance made Yi Mo feel the need to protect her, but Yi Mo immediately stomped down on this desire. If his father had yet been avenged, how could he even start to think about love? Yi Mo shook his head and considered whether he should enter the scene. However, as soon as he took his first step, Xiao Yu noticed him. As a charms master, her power was different from the ordinary person, thus she discovered Yi Mo in an instant. Who is it? Xiao Yu's misty eyes suddenly froze, and Leng, who was standing by her side, was also surprised as she stared vigilantly at Yi Mo. Yi Mo walked over slowly and said apologetically, I had originally been looking for Leng, but when I saw Miss Xiao crying here, I didn't dare to bother. Yu, let me warn you, this guy is just a leech. He wanted to rape me a few days ago. How could you find such a person to be your foreign aide? You should be careful with him in the future, Leng exaggerated while glancing at Yi Mo with a face of annoyance, which was kind of cute. Xiao Yu certainly did not believe Leng's words. She took out her handkerchief, wiped her eyes, and said, sorry about that. You came looking for Leng, correct. What is the matter with this leech who has come looking for me? Leng asked. This is for the auction tomorrow. Yi Mo said. Tomorrow, there would be a high-grade magic weapon being auctioned off. This news has most likely spread throughout the Limestone City by now, so Xiao Yu surely would know. The Xiao clan had not planned on participating in the competition for this weapon, as their clan did not have the wealth to compete with the other 3 clans, and in overall power, the Xiao clan was also the weakest amongst the 4. Xiao Yu's eyes revealed a trace of surprise, and she asked, are you planning to try and get your hands on that high-grade magic weapon? As long as we can get our hands on that high-grade magic weapon, it may not be impossible for both of us to enter the top 5 during the Limestone Champion List competition, Yi Mo said as he nodded. Xiao Yu smiled wryly, shook her head, and said, do you think I don't want to buy that high-grade magic weapon? Right now, Xiao clan's power is definitely unable to compete with the other 3 big clan. You are not only a leech, but you're also greedy. No one in the whole Limestone City has a high-grade magic weapon, so the weapon at the auction will be highly coveted. You may still not be able to buy it even if you had the money, Leng said with a stunned expression. I certainly know this, but what if I adopt the identity of an alchemist? Yi Mo took out a stabilizing pill with markings on it, and its surface emitted concentrated pill fragrances. Leng Leng and Xiao Yu both stared at the stabilizing pill in Yi Mo's hand in astonishment. The stabilizing pill is a rank 3 pill, which could only be made by Qin Mo in the whole limestone city, but there were also markings and pill fragrance on this stabilizing pill. Simply being able to synthesize fortifying pills with markings, Elder Yin had already achieved such a respected status. How powerful was this alchemist who could synthesize a stabilizing pill with markings and aroma? Hey, don't think that by showing us a stabilizing pill with markings and pill fragrance, you will be able to get away with it. Do you really think that they are fools? Leng Leng obviously would not believe that the pill was synthesized by Yi Mo. It was already incredible for someone of his age to synthesize a stabilizing pill, not to mention one with markings and fragrance. Knowing that the two did not believe him, Yi Mo could not help but smile. Who else in this limestone city can synthesize such a pill? Was there? No. In their minds, Leng Leng and Xiao Yu both shook her heads at the same time, but they still could not accept the fact that Yi Mo was able to synthesize such a pill. Yi Mo, did you really synthesize this pill yourself? Xiao Yu asked skeptically. It was not synthesized by me. However, I have the means to enhance pills and reform ordinary pills into high-quality pills. Yi Mo took out a few fortifying pills from his pocket. On the surface of those fortifying pills, they all showed markings, they all emitted concentrated fragrances, and they were all high quality. In the whole of Limestone City, there was no one who sold such amounts of high-quality pills. All of them are fortifying pills with markings. The two girls froze right on the spot and looked at Yi Mo with shocked expressions. Chapter 26. Auction. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Translator. Nyo.bo Studio Editor. Nyo.bo Studio. Without paying attention to the two girls' surprised faces, Yi Mo continued, with my alchemy technique, it isn't easy for me to reform too many stabilizing pills, but I can reform fortifying pills in large quantities. Moreover, this pill does have a strengthening body effect. That is amazing. Your pill reformation technique is incredible. Can you teach me? Leng Leng batted her eyelashes and looked at Yi Mo. Her previously abrasive demeanor had suddenly turned to curiosity. If you are not an alchemist, you will not be able to learn this. Yi Mo said deliberately. Leng Leng's big eyes widened. Quickly, she grabbed and shook Yi Mo by the arm, and said pleadingly, Brother Yi Mo, I have a few stabilizing pills at home. Can you help reform them? Am I not a leech? That was a misunderstanding, all just misunderstandings. How could people like Brother Yi Mo take advantage of me? Leng Leng said imploringly. Let's talk about that when the auction is over. Our mission at hand is to get that high-grade magic weapon first. Yi Mo said. After the three discussed and finalized their plans, Yi Mo returned to the Yi Mansion. The next day, when just as the sun rose and the sleeping limestone city began to show its ferocious face, all the clans began their preparations. Today was the day when one of them would get their hands on a high-grade magic weapon. As for which family would be the final victor, the result was still unknown. In a bedroom, a black-haired man sat on a wooden bed with his legs crossed, eyes slightly closed, and air continuously flowing through the man's nostrils. The man slightly raised his brows, and suddenly, the man opened his eyes with a faint smile on his face. It won't be long until I can open the mortal gates in my legs. Yi Mo jumped off the wooden bed at once and asked Uncle Fu to notify Elder Yin that he would be taking a day off, and that he had something to do today and would not be able to help him with the fire blowing. This resulted in a burst of insults from Uncle Fu, but Uncle Fu knew Yi Mo would be up to something, so he obeyed and went anyway. Yi Mo left the Yi Mansion, but changed in a black robe that had a hood that covered his entire head, making it difficult for others to see his appearance. Xiao Yu and Lang Lang were also standing at the gate of the Xiao mansion waiting for Yi Mo. Hey you two little girls, how do I get to the Muyang auction house? The two girls heard an old man's voice nearby. Hello sir, are you also going to the auction? Let us take you with us. Lang Lang said. Huh, Yi Mo, it seems that you can deceive a lot of people with this voice, even the wicked Lang Lang has been tricked by you. Xiao Yu grinned. Yi Mo. Lang Lang was dazed and said, frustrated, hey, Yi Mo, how dare you trick me? Okay, let's go to the auction house, Yi Mo said while leading Lang Lang and Xiao Yu to the auction. Yi Mo's fake voice was very good, although it still carried a slightly immature tone. For people who were not familiar with Yi Mo, though, it would be hard to tell the difference. The three of them walked to the main street and attracted a lot of attention. Xiao Yu and Lang Lang were already for a long time famous beauties in Limestone City, so the pedestrians were all intrigued by them as they saw the two of them walking behind a black-robed man. Once we're at the auction, I will be the master of both of you. I have to pretend to be an inscrutable alchemist in order to make the other three families fear me, Yi Mo reminded them as they approached the auction house and continued walking. Xiao Yu and Lang Lang then promptly followed him and did not complain. Their journey today was a gamble. The Xiao family could not stand up to the other three families, so they had no say about the auction. At that moment, the auction was already crowded with people, and it was unprecedentedly lively, despite the fact that many families knew that they were unable to compete with the big families. Nevertheless, to be able to witness the presence of a high-grade magic weapon would already be a great joy for them, not to mention that there would be other precious items auctioned off as well. One must have at least one purple gold in order to enter the auction. Members of clans all took out cards as identifications of their status to show the security guards outside the auction before entering. Subsequently, people gave way, and people from the Yi, Mo, and Qin clans entered the auction house. Let's go. Yi Mo said and walked to the auction at a slow pace. Gentlemen, you must have at least one purple gold to enter the auction house. Xiao Yu took out a golden card and said, this card should be enough. The guard did not say anything else after seeing the golden card, and the three slowly entered the auction house. The auction venue was very crowded. The sea of faces, accompanied with clamorous noise, made Yi Mo somewhat uncomfortable. The three of them walked directly into the hall, and until arriving at the auction, it became a little less noisy. The three walked to a space near the auction platform, sat down, and quietly waited for the start of the auction. Sister Yu, there are just too many people here. We should have identified as the Xiao family, so we might be able to get a VIP room. Lang Lang looked at the surroundings and felt uncomfortable. My father would not have agreed to this, Xiao Yu said lightly. Xiao Yuanshan was very cautious in his actions. Step by step, he elevated the Xiao family to become one of the four giants. Hey, why is Miss Xiao Yu at the auction but only sitting here? If the young master of the barbarians knew, he will be angry as hell, so how about coming to my VIP room instead? Mo Feng was preparing to head to his VIP room, but suddenly saw Xiao Yu with the veil. He thought it was just an illusion at first, as how would a girl like Xiao Yu sit in ordinary seats like the others? He came to make sure, but did not expect it really to be Xiao Yu. The barbarians. Hidden under the black robe, a thought crossed his Yi Mo's mind. In the realm of Tianwu, there were a variety of races. The barbarians in the southern wilderness and the sky witches in the northern wilderness are the two most powerful races among the minorities. They only followed the orders of the royal family, but the royal family had never commanded these races before. They only had to hand over a certain amount of resources to the royal family each year. Does that mean there was some relationship between the Xiao clan and the barbarians? No, I am fine sitting here with my master, Xiao Yu responded gently, but when hearing the mention of the barbarians, her brows slightly raised. Master. Not until then had Mo Feng noticed Yi Mo in a black robe and could not help but ask, I have never heard of you having a master. Mo Fong, he is the master of both of us. He is an alchemist who is even more powerful than President Qin Mo, Leng Leng said. Huh, that's ridiculous, how can there be an alchemist who is even better than President Qin Mo in Limestone City? Have you two just been deceived by this old man? Mo Fong smiled disdainfully. Even though his laugh wasn't too loud, some of the people waiting around looked to their side with rude expressions on their faces. Qin Mo is the president of the Alchemist Division, recognized as the most powerful alchemist in Limestone City. Little boy, the Tianwu Kingdom is huge. Is it only Limestone City that has alchemists? Yi Mo spoke in his hoarse voice, quietening Mo Fong immediately. Yi Mo's meaning was very clear, that he was not from Limestone City. Mo Fong did not dare to speculate on his identity and did not suspect any further after seeing the respectful looks of the two girls towards the black-robed man. Xiao Yu, I heard that the young master of the barbarians will also be coming to the auction. Be careful around them. You should be the one who needs to be careful. Don't think that support from the barbarians make you suddenly powerful. Leng Leng pointed at Mo Fong with one hand on her waist. When the Mo family becomes the most powerful clan, I will make you kneel in front of me for mercy. Mo Fong stared at Leng Leng, with a trace of lust in his expression, and then turned and walked to his VIP room. Chapter 27. The Barbarians. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Translator. Nyo Iwo Studio Editor. Nyo Iwo Studio. Yi Mo stared at Mo Fong as he left. That guy's aura is stronger than it was the last time. It seems like he has reached the spirit-cultivating third realm, he said in a stern voice. The Mo clan has a good heritage. Plus, he is also an alchemist, hence having a cultivation speed faster than the average person, Xiao Yu said. Oh right. So what's the relationship between the barbarian young master and you? Yi Mo asked in an unruffled voice, surprising Xiao Yu and Leng Leng at the same time. Both of their faces showed signs of sorrow. If you don't want to say it, that's fine, Yi Mo said. He turned back at the auction house and continued to wait for the auction to begin. Leng Leng filled herself with courage and whispered, the barbarian young master is engaged to Yu Yu. Getting engaged was supposed to be a good thing, but Yi Mo could tell this was definitely not Xiao Yu's wish. Was this the reason of she was crying in the backyard the last time? Man Tai of the barbarians often comes to Limestone City to sell weapons and beast cores. During a chance encounter, the barbarian young master Man Tai met Yu Yu, admired Yu Yu's beauty, and wanted to possess her. After returning to his clan, he asked the barbarian's master to come to the Shao clan to propose. Even if the Shao clan could be counted as a big clan in Limestone City, it is incomparable to the barbarian's race. Yu Yu's mother nodded and agreed without further hesitation to the proposal, Leng Leng said. I see. I guess you're delaying them for now. Yi Mo did not understand until now how Xiao Yu was able to stop Mo Fong from troubling him. It was because of the barbarians. Xiao Yu nodded and said, I should be able to control my own destiny. No one can decide who I should marry, so I have to be one of the top 5 in the Limestone Champion List competition. Only then will I be able to change this fate. By being one of the top 5 in the Limestone Champion List competition, one would be able to enter the 3 major leagues, become a disciple of a league, and soar in status. Yi Mo looked at Xiao Yu's determined look and recalled his own life. That's right, I should be able to determine my own fate. No matter my birth status, regardless of my not being able to practice for 5 years. As long as I work hard, I believe I can definitely control my own destiny. I will help you, Miss Xiao, at all costs, Yi Mo said lightly. Don't forget, there's also me. Leng Leng said with laughter. Calling me Miss Xiao seems awkward. If you don't mind, you can just call me Yu Yu. Xiao Yu felt a touch of warmth in her heart. Yu Yu. Yi Mo, you are a lucky on, Yu Yu has never let other men call her like that. Anyhow, don't waste your time on her, you definitely have no chance at all, Leng Leng said. Yi Mo scratched his head in embarrassment and smiled. He wanted to help Xiao Yu only because he felt that they both shared similar experiences. Look, the auction is about to start. The three turned their eyes to the auction house as the auction floor lit up with lights. Under the fiery eyes of the crowd, a woman in a red sheath dress walked onto the auction floor. The woman's curvaceous body cloaked by the dress was particularly alluring, especially since her body gave off sensual vibes, arousing a lot men at the venue and making their mouths go dry. The woman's every move was enough to evoke every man's desires. Even Yi Mo had to admit that Qi Ying had the capability to seduce any man, but he did not expect her to be the auctioneer of this event. Among the VIP rooms, a dark-skinned man with a rough face stared at the woman on the auction floor, and he felt arousal gather in the lower part of his body. He said to Mo Feng who was beside him, Mo Feng, who is this girl? She is definitely arousing my sense. Man Tai, brother, this woman is of the Tianwu Kingdom's Qi clan and has a management role in Limestone City, Mo Feng said with a smiley face. He also had a lot of fantasies of Qi Ying, but his pursuit of her was stopped by his father without a reason. Just a management role. Then I want to have, said Man Tai. Man Tai, brother, I advise you to give up. This girl has a sizable background. If she were merely of a management role, I would have already tried to court her, but my father reminds me all the time not to provoke her, Mo Feng said. It seems that I have to use some other's means to try and court her, then, Man Tai said while glancing at the auction table with eyes filled with lust, as if he wanted to take off Qi Ying's clothes. Man Tai, Xiao Yu is sitting in the ordinary seats. Would you want to go take a look later? Mo Feng said. That girl always pretends to be cold, and that bothers me all the time. Wait until I marry her, and then I will take that cold veil off her face. Because of Qi Ying's appearance, the auction gradually became quiet. Qi Ying's eyelashes remained still while her eyes swept across the venue. She announced, everyone, I won't say too much nonsense but will go straight to the topic instead. In today's auction, there will be 3 items being auctioned off. In order to not keep you all waiting, the first item will be the high-grade magic weapon. Gasp. As soon as the 4 words were said, the whole venue burst into discussion. No one expected the auction to bring out the finale item at the beginning. High-grade magic weapon. Yi Mo's hands clasped into fists. He was excited to find out more about the rare item. Feeling the swell of excitement in the venue, Qi Ying gave a slight smile. For Limestone City, this weapon was a rare weapon indeed. Nevertheless, I should say a few words first. In this auction, if anyone dares to use force, it will be considered as an offense to the Qi clan. As Qi Ying spoke, an old man clothed in black slowly walked over with his hands behind his back. He emitted a powerful aura that threatened even Yi Kuang and the others. The old man's eyes swept across the venue, imposing a strong pressure on everyone in the audience. This kind of aura is of half-step to the true energy realm. Yi Kuang and the others had all reached the energy-shaping 9th realm, only 1 step from the true energy realm, but they could all perceive a sense of threat from the old man. Half-step to the true energy realm, even though was it only half a step from the true energy realm, was still not a force they could oppose and win. The presence of the old man silenced the venue. Let us present the high-grade magic weapon now. As Qi Ying's words were said, everyone's eyes collectively shifted from Qi Ying's body to the entrance of the auction floor. A beauty's temptation may be tempting, but to some others, a high-grade magic weapon was highly attractiveness as well. Under the watchful eyes of everyone, a muscular man carried a 5-foot-tall wooden box from the entrance to the auction floor, placed the wooden box on the table, and left. Qi Ying swayed her hips as she walked over to and opened the wooden box. She then took out a cyan-colored sword out of the box. The sword was 4.5 feet long and its surface gave off an azure glow. Azure light sword, high-grade magic weapon, made by a yellow rank refiner. The sword is 4 feet long, whereas the handle is half a foot long. As Yuanli is injected, all subjects under the same realm can be instantly eliminated, Qi Ying explained. Under the same realm, instant elimination. This was enough to thrill the entire crowd. Chapter 28. Azure Light Sword. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Translator. Nyo.bo Studio Editor. Nyo.bo Studio. The presentation of the Azure Light Sword excited everyone. The cyan glow beamed from the sword and made the sword extremely attractive. Whether it was Kukwang and Yi Changxing sitting in the VIP room, or the Qin father and son in the private room, all their hearts swelled with enthusiasm. If they were able to take this Azure Light Sword, it would definitely be an extra benefit for them during the Limestone Champion List competition. Not only did they desire a spot in the top 5, but they also desired the glory of being in first place. The Azure Light Sword was the type of weapon most people were accustomed to using. Some families even had its techniques passed down from their ancestors. However, after Yi Mo took a look of the weapon, he immediately lost interest. He already knew the formation, breaking spear technique. If he could be equipped with a high-grade spear instead of a sword, by using the spear technique, it would not only be instantly kill all of his opponents in the same realm, but also martial artists above his realm. On the other hand, Leng Leng and Xiao Yu's eyes were flashing with enthusiasm. It was obvious that both the girls' preferred weapon was the sword. With this Azure Light Sword, my Yi clan's 6-pillar sword style will be able to actualize its full potential, Yi Kuang said loudly as he stared at the Azure Light Sword on the auction floor. The 6-pillar sword style was the Yi clan's most famous sword style of all. The 6 pillars combined into one while varying in different forms, launching offensive and violent attacks of great damage. The Yi clan once had a powerful member who completely cultivated the 6-pillar sword style. A whole mountain was pierced through by his attack. His technique posed incredible power. In the other VIP room, Man Tai did not look at the Azure Light Sword, but had his eyes always on Qi Ying. Man Tai, are you not interested in the weapon at all? Mo Feng felt that Man Tai had not even paid any attention to the Azure Light Sword, so he could not help but ask. We barbarians never use swords. Swords are for girls. Barbarians are born with great strength, hence are all good at using axes, blades, and war-hammers, all large-sized weapons. The barbarians were also natural-born weapon forgers, but they were only good at forging weapons like axes and blades. Nevertheless, even my barbarian race does not have that many high-grade magic weapons like this. Rest assured, as long as you eliminate Xiao Yu from the Limestone Champion List, I will pay for a half of the price of the sword, Man Tai said. After hearing what Man Tai said, Mo Feng immediately smiled obediently and said, Man Tai, I appreciate your confidence in me. Xiao Yu is only at the spirit cultivating 2nd realm, and the beast she controls is only at the 3rd realm. If I could be equipped with this weapon, I will easily defeat her. Qi Ying looked at the noisy auction venue, waved her hand, and smiled. The price of a mid-grade magic weapon is 100 purple gold pieces. Hence, a high-grade magic weapon will have the starting price of 500 purple gold pieces. As soon as the starting price was stated, many members of minor families shouted out their bids. 600 purple gold pieces. 700 purple gold pieces. 800 purple gold pieces. As Yi Mo heard the price rise, he could not help but shake his head. 800 purple gold pieces was definitely a price that was unthinkable for an average person. Even so, clan members still shouted such numbers for what Yi Mo thought as just a weapon. This was a world dominated by the strong. Next to power, wealth and beauty were not worth mentioning. When the price reached 1,000 purple gold pieces, the noises at the present scene gradually weakened. Having said that, many at the venue knew this was just the beginning of the auction as the 4 major families still had not made their bids. 1,100 purple gold pieces. Yi Kuang said. How pitiful it is to only bid 1,100 purple gold pieces. 2,000 purple gold pieces, Man Tai said loudly. When this price was declared, many turned their attention to the VIP room where Man Tai and Mo Fong Saturday 2,000 purple gold pieces. Even the four major families could not raise such an amount of money. Who is this guy? Yi Kuang's complexion changed slightly. 2,000 purple gold pieces. The Yi clan would not be able to gather that much money at once. At the same time, the Limestone City leader Qin Huang in the other room paled. That price was just crazy. In the whole of Limestone City, who else would be able to afford such a price? Are you seeing their surprised expressions? Even with the Qin, Yi, Shao clan's power, they do not dare to raise such a large sum of money. The azure light sword is going to belong to us. A large smile took up much of Mo Feng's face. This azure light sword's cost would be split between the Mo family and the barbarians, and all he had to do was stop Xiao Yu from entering top 5 in the Limestone Champion List competition. We've struck an incredible deal. As long as I make my move, all the Yi or Qin clan members will have to stand aside, Man Tai laughed and said. The power of the barbarians was beyond comparable to the small families of Limestone City. Who is this, the man who bid 2,000 purple gold pieces right away? Yi Mo said with surprise. Xiao Yu's brows knitted together as she pondered, just by the sound of his voice, it should be Man Tai, but the barbarians do not even use swords. Why would he still want the weapon? Yu, this dude already bid 2,000 purple gold pieces. I reckon no one will dare to compete with him. As the bid of 2,000 purple gold pieces was announced, no one in any of the other clans said a single word. Yi Kuang and Qin Huang were both feeling somewhat gloomy, as the price of 2,000 purple gold pieces clearly was not affordable for them. Qi Ying, who stood on the auction floor, was also a bit shocked. The price had far exceeded her expectations. 2,000 purple gold pieces. Any more bids? Everyone was speechless. Man Tai and Mo Fong both had smug smiles on their face, especially Mo Fong who, in his mind, was already imagining how he would use the azure light sword to excel in the Limestone Champion List competition. If no one is going to raise a higher bid, then I will. Before Qi Ying could finish her sentence, a calm and old voice spoke. You. The old man bids 200 pieces of stabilizing pills. Bidding 200 pieces of stabilizing pills. Everyone sitting around Yi Mo was stupefied. Was using stabilizing pills to raise a bid even permissible? Even if he was bidding with stabilizing pills, it would still not be enough. Although the price of stabilizing pills is much higher than that of the rank 2 fortifying pills, that would still be only equal 1 purple gold piece per pill. 200 pieces of stabilizing pills would only be worth 200 purple gold. Was this old guy confused? Hey old guy, are you stupid? He wants to buy the azure light sword with only a few stabilizing pills. Mo Fong said with disdain. Hearing the sneers and laughter around him, Yi Mo coughed a few times and said, sorry, the old man did not make it clear just now. It is 200 stabilizing pills with markings and pill fragrances. Yi Mo's sentence set off a ruckus in the auction. Stabilizing pills originally had the effect of assisting energy-shaping realm martial artists in their cultivation, but stabilizing pills with markings and pill fragrances would even strengthen those martial artists' mortal gaits and body, laying the foundation for an elevation to the true energy realm in the future. A stabilizing pill with markings and pill fragrances was definitely worth a high price. How is this possible? How could there be such an alchemist master in Limestone City? Qi Ying said in amazement. If I knew who that old man was, I would kill him, Man Tai said with an angry face. As the young master of the barbarians, how could he not understand what great value stabilizing pills with markings and pill fragrances posed? Damn it, it's them. Mo Feng's face became a bit gloomy as he recalled what Yi Mo had said earlier. You know him, that, I don't, but he has already accepted Xiao Yu as his disciple. He is a powerful alchemist master. Mo Feng said. Even if he's a powerful alchemist, I will still make him pay the price for this. Man Tai smashed the table next to him. It seems like the little guy actually asked his master for help. The master can even synthesize stabilizing pills with markings and pill fragrances. My Qi clan will, at all costs, invite this alchemist master to our side. Qi Ying's eyes lit up as she secretly made up her mind. She already had the answer in her heart to who the Azure Light Sword should belong to. Chapter 29. Blood Red Gun Head. You are listening at novelfull.audio. BDNV Translator. Nyo.bo Studio Editor. Nyo.bo Studio, 100 pieces of stabilizing pills with markings and pill fragrance are collectively of an estimated price exceeding 2,000 purple gold. Are there any bid raises? Qi Ying's captivating voice brought the apparently shocked audience back to the auction venue. 2,100 purple gold. Man Tai said while clenching his teeth. 100 pieces of stabilizing pills with markings and pill fragrance are of an estimated price also exceeding 2,100 purple gold. Please continue raising your bid. Qi Ying said faintly. Fuck, what does that girl mean by that? She is opposing me undeniably. Man Tai said angrily. Man Tai brother, we should not bid any further now. With that old man's alchemy techniques, there must be a large force supporting him from behind. We don't have to be against him for now, until I uncover that old man's identity, we will not be late by then. Mo Feng said, as no one would like to offend a high-ranked alchemist. Then I will not allow him to leave Limestone City. Man Tai said aggressively. What Qi Ying said was obvious with the meaning of pleasing that inscrutable alchemist. An alchemist who is able to synthesize stabilizing pills with markings and pill fragrance, worth being invited by every family to their sides. A powerful alchemist can foster countless powerful martial artists. Behind every powerful force, there must be an influential alchemist. The Azure Light Sword is ours then. Ling Ling smirked, and looked at Yi Mo with eyes full of admire. Xiao Yu also was in a face full of smiles. It could not be believed that a high-grade magic weapon could be obtained with such ease, and Yi Mo could easily reform that many stabilizing pills with markings and pill fragrance. Since there are no more bids from anyone, this high-grade Azure Light Sword will belong to the old gentleman. As soon as the auction ends, the old gentleman can come to our backstage to complete his transaction with us. The Yi and Qin families did not know that, in all of a sudden, someone would come in at the middle of the auction. Nonetheless, they understood in their hearts that they could not afford to offend such a person with an unknown background. After Qi Ying finished speaking, the muscular staff came to the floor again, returned the Azure Light Sword to the wooden box, and carried it away. A maid then took out a seal from the backstage, where on the seal, emanated glooms of blackness. The second auction item is a rank 1 magic seal, which can seal Spirit Cultivating Realm Martial Artist's energy center. Once one's energy center is sealed, other than assisted by a high-rank seal maker, it will be inevitable that the person will self-explode as soon as the energy center runs again. Qi Ying began introducing the effect of the seal on the scene to everyone. Seal masters were relatively unfamiliar to the people present at the auction. They only know that seal masters are divided into auxiliary seal masters and combat seal masters, whereas auxiliary seal masters fabricate seals of different effects, being mysterious to all. Sealing is the most extraordinary of all, using Yuanli to draw runes on seal papers and stick them to martial artist's energy center. The rune automatically breaks into the energy center, forming a Yuanli seed. Once the energy center runs again, the Yuanli seed will spontaneously become a Yuanli monster, filling the energy center to the point of bursting and blasting open the energy center. When Yi Mo heard of this seal, he became a little emotional. He committed for 5 years for his father, but was defeated on this kind of seal. If it were not for such a seal, his father would have recovered, maybe reuniting their family of 3. Are you able to make this kind of seal? Asked Lang Ling curiously. I am a combat seal master, so I can only make seals that control beasts, but not other types of seals. As for this seal, it can be said that it is the most difficult and unusual of all. An average seal master can't even understand its intricacies. Xiao Yu said faintly. In the end, this seal was bought by Yi Kuang at the price of 10 purple gold. The next one is the last auction item for today. Qi Ying said. The old man of half-step to true energy realm presented a wooden box of 1 feet long. Qi Ying opened the wooden box, displaying a 1 feet tip of a spear. The spearhead is very sharp, radiating a blood-red ray as if dipped on the blood of countless people. This spearhead is full of scariness. This spear was obtained by a member of my family in the Spirit Valley. Its handle was already broken, so we took the spearhead off. According to my speculations, this spearhead is also of a magic weapon grade. I had asked weapon forgers to combine magic weapon graded sticks with the spearhead to form its handle, but had continuously failed. The spearhead is filled with too much evil aura, and is intriguing to people's minds, so I could only take it out for auction. If any powerful martial artists are interested, please feel free to come and give it a try. We will then continue the auction. Even magic weapon graded spear handles cannot combine with this spearhead. What use does even one have with it? One of the audience said. This spearhead must be a fierce object. It is said that in the ancient times, some strong martial artists committed too much murder, causing murderous auras to enter their weapons. The owner of this weapon however was not known of, even the spear handle was broken. Let me try, I want to see how powerful this spearhead is. A middle-aged man of the spirit-cultivating 9th realm shouted out and walked to the auction floor. As he approached the auction floor and looked at the 1-foot blood-red spearhead, his face dignified. Standing from a distance, he could already perceive the murderous aura emitted from the spearhead, suffocating him. This murderous aura seemed to have effect on people's minds, provoking his blood to boil. The middle-aged man's palm slowly went nearer to the spearhead, but as soon as he contacted the spearhead, the blood-red ray seemed to be awakened, rushing into the middle-aged man's body. The man's Yuanli in his energy center was quickly eroded by the murderous aura. His face changed dramatically, immediately retracted his palm, sat down on the floor and began running his energy center to expel the murderous aura from his body. The people present at the scene couldn't help but heave a sigh of horror. Even martial artists of the spirit-cultivating 9th realm were not able to hold the spearhead. The murderous aura of the spearhead is exceptionally unusual without any doubt. Let me give it a try. A loud and clear voice sounded, as Yi Kuang jumped directly out of the VIP room, with his feet not stepping on anything and producing a pair of wings in flames from his behind, striking the auction floor. This is a means of the energy-shaping realm martial artists, being able to form wings with Yuanli and fly in the air. Only in an instant, Yi Kuang arrived at the auction floor and retracted his wings of flames. Qi Ying was smiling all the time when she saw Yi Kuang going to give the spearhead a try, and the old man standing behind Qi Ying remained expressionless, as if he already knew the result for what was going to happen. Master Yi Kuang, please. Qi Ying said faintly. Yi Kuang stared at the blood-red spearhead in front of him, and frowned. Similarly, he could also feel the murderous aura from the surface of the spearhead, but he is a strong energy-shaping 9th realm martial artist, having the ability to produce a Yuanli shield to protect him from the aura. This spearhead is full of murderous aura, I admit it's a bit strange. I decide not to give any attempts. Yi Kuang said as he flew back to his VIP room. Senior Ying, this spearhead cannot be dealt with even by you, this Yi Kuang does know where his limits are. Qi Ying grinned and said when looking at Yi Kuang who was returning to his room. Even Yi Kuang does not dare to try. Looks like the spearhead is indeed full of murderous aura. Who would dare using the spearhead before reaching the true energy realm? The spearhead is very powerful, but no one dares to use it. Leng Leng said. Yi Mo looked at the spearhead with a trace of fiery heat in his eyes. The 4 dragon powers began circulating in his energy center. My dragon powers are of the powers of the glorious ancient beast and are the lord of all beasts. How would I be afraid of this little murderous aura? The old man wants to try. Yi Mo's dry and old voice suddenly resonated. Chapter 30. Trading. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Translator. Nyo.bo Studio Editor. Nyo.bo Studio. Yi Mo's voice was neither light nor heavy, but was extremely powerful and directly stabbed into everyone's hearts. People at the venue could not help but lay their eyes on Yi Mo. Is this old man in black robes just an alchemist, or is he also a powerful martial artist? Alchemists spend time on alchemy the most, hence they have strong brain-mental gates, powerful soul strength and a good control of Yuanli, but their cultivation levels are not high. Yi Kuang is a spirit-cultivating 9th realm martial artist, who can release Yuanli externally and retrieve objects with the force, with the strength comparable to a leader of a city. Even such man with great strength cannot deal with the murderous aura emitted by the spearhead. How could this old man do it? This mysterious old man is incredible. I don't know where he came from. However, if we can win him to our side, it won't take long for our family to thrive. Yi Mo slowly stood up. Xiao Yu and Leng Leng were both worried. They could not doubt him, because they were in the eyes on all these people. Even Yi Kuang in the spirit-cultivating 9th realm could not deal with the murderous aura. How could Yi Mo do? Yi Mo walked slowly and approached the auction floor. The tender face hidden under the black robe started to dignify. Even not too close to the blood-red spearhead, the murderous aura came. Yi Mo extended his right hand and slowly approached the spearhead. Then, above the spearhead, the blood-red murderous aura rushed from Yi Mo's right hand mortal gate to his energy center. The murderous aura was extremely violent and has the power to absorb. The colorless Yuanli in Yi Mo's energy center were all absorbed by the murderous aura, followed by a feeling of weakness. Yi Mo's complexion changed and urged for dragon powers to resist the blood-red murderous aura. The murderous aura was indeed horrifying, as if made up of countless amounts of blood. In the energy center, cryings and screamings of ghosts resonated. The 4 dragon powers were also eroded by the murderous aura. Little murderous aura, how would I allow you to misbehave in my energy center? The rising dragon pillar took action, with countless dragons beginning to roar. In front of the pillar, a huge black whirlpool was formed, as if a black hole, striking at the murderous aura with its powerful absorption. The cries and screams of ghosts started to be deafening, whilst countless murderous aura was trapped and absorbed by the rising dragon pillar, and the screams disappeared. The murderous aura from the blood-red spearhead was all trapped by the rising dragon pillar and completely absorbed. 6 dragon powers were awakened at the same time, breaking free from the rising dragon pillar and flew to the energy center. As the murderous aura was absorbed, the blood-red spearhead slowly turned in yellow, and lied in the same position quietly. As the half-step to true energy realm old man saw the scene, he was full of shock. This murderous aura to his surprise was absorbed by this black-robed old man. Even he himself could not deal with the murderous aura. How could this old man do it? Does that mean the black-robed old man had already stepped out of the true energy realm? As the murderous aura was all absorbed, Yi Mo also sighed in relief. The rising dragon pillar had absorbed the murderous aura and awakened 2 dragon powers. As the 6 dragon powers hovered around, the speed of Yi Mo being able to break through the mortal gates increased again. How would this little spearhead be a match for me? The spearhead is already surrendered by me, so I will bid and take it away. Yi Mo held the spearhead in his hand and said with pride. In the auction venue, all were surprised to witness this scene, as the spearhead was even unable to deal with Bai Yiquang. This person must be a powerful true energy realm martial artist. Who dares to compete with powerful true energy realm martial artists for goods? The ones who originally had thoughts about the Azure Light Sword, all cleared their minds of it. True energy realm martial artists can already be regarded as powerful in the entire Qianwu kingdom. They are able to turn Yuanli into true energy, perceive everything around them, and only one trick at random will be able to easily kill energy-shaping ninth realm martial artists. Yu, how did this Yi Mo able to do it? Leng Leng spread her hands with surprise. Yi Mo had brought her surprises again and again. The spearhead which Yi Quan was unable to deal with, he had easily surrendered it. I don't know, this Yi Mo's means are extraordinary. Xiao Yu's eyes were also filled with emotions. Qi Ying looked at the spearhead in Yi Mo's hand, and her eyes sparkled. She was the closest to Yi Mo, so she was able to see Yi Mo's white and young hands. How would that be the hand of an old man? This spearhead was surrendered by the old gentleman, so certainly it belongs to the old gentleman. As for the price, we can negotiate at the backstage. Qi Ying slowly stepped forward and said. Today's auction is over. The friends who are successful in bidding for an item may come to our backstage to deal with our staff. Yi Mo gestured at Xiao Yu and Leng Leng, and the three entered the backstage with Qi Ying. Qi Ying signaled at the muscular man on the side, and the man brought the wooden box in front of them and opened the wooden box. Qi Ying took the Azure Light Sword out of the wooden box and said. Old gentleman, this is the Azure Light Sword. Yi Mo took over the Azure Light Sword handed by Qi Ying. The sword is a high-grade magic weapon, hence the weight is not of average 2. The power of one stone would not be enough to pick up the sword. Yi Mo summoned one dragon power, the power of 2 stones, in order to pick the sword up. Qi Ying was able to easily hold the Azure Light Sword, proving she is exceptional too. My apprentice Xiao Yu, give the 200 pieces of stabilizing pills to her. Yi Mo said to Xiao Yu behind him. Xiao Yu took out a cloth bag from behind and opened the bag, which was all filled with stabilizing pills with markings and fragrance. The enhanced pills are unable to be faked, so Qi Ying only gave the bag a look and indicated to the man to accept the stabilizing pills. The old gentleman's alchemy skills impress me. The spearhead is a little gift for the old gentleman, and I hope the old gentleman does not dwell on the past. Qi Ying flickered her eyes and said in a charming tone. This woman must have recognized me, but since she has the heart to please me, I will of course accept it. Yi Mo took the spearhead back and led Xiao Yu and Leng Leng away without saying a word. As he led the 2 girls away from the venue with the Azure Light Sword in his hand, there were no one who traced them. The means he had shown others at the auction venue must cause others to regard him as a powerful true energy realm artist. The 3 of them went directly into the Xiao mansion. Man Tai brother, as the Xiao family has a true energy realm martial artist in place, would it be uneasy for you to marry Xiao Yu? Mo Feng and Man Tai looked at Yi Mo the 3 walking into the Xiao mansion, and could not help but say. Hey, true energy realm martial artists, so what? My barbarians race have as well. As long as Xiao Yu is not selected by the 3 major leagues, I can still get her. Now without the high-grade magic weapon, I will have the weapon builders of the barbarians to forge you a mid-grade magic weapon. As the true energy realm martial artist showed up, Man Tai could only give up. Yi Mo brought the 2 girls back to his room, and took off the black robe, saying. My cover of a true energy martial artist cannot be pretended for too long. The woman, Qi Ying, should have already known that my identity is a fake. There might be another meaning of her giving me the spearhead for free. It seems that I should pay her a visit in these few days. Yi Mo brother, you bought the Azure Light Sword and shocked everyone in the venue, even scaring Yi Kuang and Qin Hao the 2 powerful martial artists from saying a word about it. Leng Leng said with eyes full of worship, looking at Yi Mo. Today, Yi Mo could enhance pills and deal with murderous aura. The geniuses of Limestone City are nothing compared to Emo. This azure light sword is not suitable to me, so I'll give it to you instead. Emo handed the azure light sword to Xiao Yu, as he knows Xiao Yu is good with using the sword, and Xiao family's sword techniques are astounding. With the azure light sword, it is easy to deal with even 3 warriors of spirit cultivating third realm. You are giving it to me. Xiao Yu was bewildered. Even though the stabilizing pills were hers, they were incomparable to a high-grade magic weapon. I regard you as a friend. I don't like to use the sword, so it is a waste to give it to me. Emo said. Friends. Xiao Yu's eyes dazzled, but then lit up again and said. I'll accept it then. Hey, stinky Emo brother, what about me? I don't have a magic weapon to use. Lang Lang was like a vinegar jar being knocked over. When I get into top 5 of the Limestone champion list and entered the 3 major leagues, even if it is weapon of spiritual level, I will get it for you. Emo laughed. That's be enough. Lang Lang smirked and said. Emo held the spearhead, and in spite of the murderous aura being absorbed by his rising dragon pillar, the spearhead itself is still extraordinary. As long as he forges a handle for the spearhead, he will have a weapon of his own.